More than likely, Trump did fire this guy for not supporting Trump's bad info. Because we all know that Trump will, fire or remove people if they don't, show him loyalty. Heil Hitler and everything else. Because that's the type of person Trump is. If you don't show, you know, 100% loyalty all the time, uh, that means you're against Trump. And Trump don't like no men. He only wants yes men. Uh, but Trump has been um, claiming that this a certain medication, hydrochloroquine, will cure or stop COVID-19 and the coronavirus, which is not true. It's not going to stop anything. Trump has no idea what he's talking about, and all he's doing is pulling numbers out of his ass or listening to people willing to lie to him because they know um, that's what he wants him to say. Oops.
A top doctor overseeing the U.S. agency charged with developing vaccines and therapies says he was removed for pushing back on the Trump administration's promotion of an anti-malaria drug as a possible treatment of the coronavirus.
A drug called chloroquine.
Dr. Rick Bright said in a statement that he was replaced as director of the Biochemical Advanced Research and Development Authority and reassigned to a new role because he resisted efforts to push hydroxychloroquine and the related chloroquine as cures for COVID-19.
This, in my opinion, shows a problem uh, uh, with the president, in my opinion, because they have pretty much a little bit too much power for a person to have. Um, People shouldn't be able to remove such important figures uh, on a whim. Something like other positions in government, I think the people should be voting on as well, and the president not being able to just hire and fire people on a whim. Uh, we as shown with Trump, he does that all the time. Hires and fires people on a whim. And then there's a lot of positions in government that hasn't been filled, um, partly because of Trump uh, not wanting to hire those people, which causes a problem. Um, which I think is partly due to the way he's running his administration is one reason why the pandemic in America is as bad as it is. Um, could be worse, but it also could have been better if we didn't have Trump, uh, you know, president and acting like a child all the time. But my original point, uh, the president's ability to remove people on a whim, uh, in my opinion, is too much power.
I never heard of him.
At the White House Coronavirus Task Force briefing on Wednesday night, Trump declined to weigh in on whether Bright had been pushed out.
If the guy says he was pushed out of a job, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't.
Bright made
I hate the way he answers some questions, trying to be on both sides of or trying to choose both options like that. Oh, maybe he was pushed out, maybe he wasn't. Okay, it's either you fired him for not showing 100% loyalty to you, or he wasn't, and you could easily say which one. Uh, he's going to do that so that he can say And one day he's gonna say, no, he didn't fire the guy for whatever reason, and then the next day he's gonna say, yes, he did fire the guy and pushed him out. Uh, Cause that's what Trump does. He just flip flops on everything. He constantly lies, and then he lies about his lies, and then he just keeps lying.
The statement via law firm Katz, Marshall and Banks, known for representing whistleblowers. Bright said the government tried to push the medications without scientific merit, adding, quote, "While I am prepared to look at all options and to think outside the box for effective treatments, I rightly resisted efforts to provide an unproven drug on demand to the American public."
We're going to be able to make that drug available almost immediately.
Trump has repeatedly promoted chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine as game-changing treatments for COVID-19, even though doctors said the drug's effectiveness were unproven and further tests were required. In fact, according to an analysis that has been submitted for expert review, the drug provided no benefit and posed a potentially higher risk of death for patients at U.S. veterans hospitals.
Okay, so that means if it's causing a higher percentage of deaths, then that means Trump's touting of misinformation is going to cause people to die, and that is not a good thing. This is also one reason why I want actually highly educated, like scientists and stuff, to be presidents, not money hungry, ignorant. Man baby businessmen to be presidents, because people like Trump, yeah, he possibly could run a business. I know other business people who are doing better than Trump could run a business, but the government isn't a business, so it shouldn't be run like a business or have business people run it. We need people that are educated, and actually understand how the world works to be leaders, not people who just understand that they want to line their pockets with money. In my opinion, it would make the country a whole lot better if we had a scientist as leaders.